JiDion is a name that you might have heard in the last week here, as he's been in a bit of controversy, getting arrested while essentially stalking a squatter outside of a McDonald's. And to put it lightly, his ego got the best of him.
Officer, how fast do you think this is going to get dropped? Do you really think the charge is going to stick? Do you guys really think this is going to stick?
Sure, we have a
Do you want to waste your DA's time? I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested.
Now, I know I'm a little late to covering JiDion getting arrested, but some of you may not have known or have seen yet JiDion's, I guess, kind of, but not really apology video titled I Quit, where he talks about, well, quitting content creation. Just to kind of get the clickbait that I'm likely using out of the way, he is planning on quitting streaming, live streaming, and just that, not the entirety of posting videos on his channels. As a matter of fact, he immediately posted the next day. People were making jokes about it, but he's clear in the video at the very least that he's just quitting streaming. As a general feeler, I think that it's actually worth taking a look at his, I Quit video, as I think he takes accountability in a lot of ways that a lot of YouTubers put in a situation similar to JiDion's would never get caught doing. And I do mean that in a positive way, and I think it's worth your guys' time to check it out if you're interested. Outside of these kinds of streams, JiDion is known as he's a predator catcher. He sets up sting operations similar to catch a predator, like what Chris Hansen was famously known for with his show. He has worked a lot with law enforcement to get these stings set up and seems to be doing it to a much more successful degree than other similar types of predator catchers. All that to say, a lot of people like what JiDion is doing when he's doing the predator catching stuff. So to start things off, I'll go over again the arrest for the people that haven't seen that yet. I will put timestamps down in the video so you can just jump ahead to his response video from afterwards. It seems like he is actually going to be taking things a legal route, like he very clearly states in the arrest footage. But if you're new here and have just a couple seconds before you're settled in, leave this video a like, perchance a hype right afterwards. It really helps boost the video for myself. And if you end up enjoying it, subscribe. I'm a simple man. I like seeing the number go up, and it's just a button press for you, but it means the world to me. But genuinely, regardless of you genuinely doing any of that, thanks for watching. To kick things off, just so you understand the situation, this is the gentleman that JiDion was harassing and stalking to a local McDonald's in the area. This individual is a squatter from all accounts. JiDion was working in tandem with another gentleman who was essentially making content out of this guy squatting in his grandma's house in an effort to get him to leave. You can check out their videos. JiDion has talked about it previously. There's also, I'll link Moist Critical's video. He goes more in depth about that side of things. But the important part for you guys is that he ends up leaving the house. Hooray, they have gotten the squatter to unsquat. But they're not finished with him. They continue on and go to harass said squatter at this McDonald's, trying to record him, chat with him, keep doing this. And he gets fed up and he ends up contacting the police. The police show up. JiDion has a crew of a bunch of people that are kind of working alongside him here. He ends up kind of getting them arrested, where he hands them camera equipment and tries to get them to walk inside. And the officers let them know beforehand, if you try to go in, you have been trespassed, or you are being trespassed. And if you try to do this, we will arrest you. And then they arrest them. I'll show you clips from there.
You don't have no offense, officer, but do you genuinely have nothing better to do?
Do you have anything better to do?
Soon, JiDion is seen standing on the sidewalk yelling, creating a disturbance, and stopping vehicles attempting to enter McDonald's to patronize the business. At the same time, officers noticed two members of the film crew attempting to enter the restaurant with their cameras, prompting them to make their move.
Yo, do me a favor. Be very careful. Just wear this as a backpack. You didn't trespass them, so shut the f up! Bro, you haven't been trespassed.
We're good. What am I?
Just walk inside.
Just to get in my video?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, hold up. Wait. Actually, come back. Bro, they're really protecting Joe. Officer, what are you doing?
1212 dispatch. We're going to have one detained at this point.
Trespass somebody.
Copy, we're detained.
See you going too, Mitchell?
Here, give me my backpack, my man. Bro.
I guess. Put your stuff down.
Officer, you can't trespass somebody.
You're under arrest.
Wait, so what are we doing?
Breach of peace.
Breach of peace?
Breach of peace, stalking, trespassing.
Bro, this is the made I've ever seen in my life.
He's yelling, so he's being disorganized. Yeah, everybody's welcome.
Well, we can't charge of it.
This is absolutely...
Where are you arrested? Disorderly person. You're yelling. Disorderly. You're under arrest for being disorderly.
Freedom of speech. You can yell on the sidewalk.
Sitting here causing the scene.
At that point, shortly after, that's when JiDion's like, I'm a multimillionaire. I'm willing to take this all the way. You're going to be in a deposition. You're going to get arrested. And there's a lot more of him being difficult with them and very clearly just kind of pressing his ego for some reason and just getting very irate about the whole thing. He clearly doesn't believe that he has violated anything, but as you heard from them, they're going on the stalking and also breach of peace. Now, for my brief little deep dive on Cornell Law School, breach of the peace is a generic phrase to describe a criminal offense that violates the public peace or order. Since numerous criminal offenses can be perceived as a violation of the public peace, this phrase is usually used to describe the offense of disorderly conduct. Now, I've dug a little deeper just because this had taken place in Michigan, from my understanding, so we can take a look here at disturbing the peace in Michigan since it can differ state to state. This law makes it illegal to create disorder in a public space by the actions of a person. The goal of this law is to punish noisy and loud actions that are listed under disturbing the peace law. Any person who shall make or excite any disturbance or contention in any tavern, store, or grocery, manufacturing establishment, or any other business place, or in any street, lane, alley, highway, public building, grounds, or park, or at any election. So it covers where he was, and it says shall be guilty of a misdemeanor. The other part that I want to show you guys, showing JiDion kind of, egoing out, is his car ride to the police station where he has what he finds out to be this junior officer of some sort that he's talking with. Just really shows why people were so upset with him and shows how arrogant he was throughout all of this.
But back inside the squad car, JiDion remains convinced that he has done nothing wrong.
Am I officially under arrest?
Yes, sir. I guess.
Okay.
You're for breach of peace is what it sounds like, right?
Breach of peace.
Breach of peace.
Even though I was on a public easement. Okay. What is the officer's name that arrested me?
You'll get all that when we get back to this station.
Okay. I just want you guys to know that once this case gets dropped, I am going to get a constitutional rights lawyer, and I'm going to go after you guys' qualified immunity, and you guys will be in a deposition. You will have to answer for that because the DA is not going to take this case. It's going to get dropped. When it gets dismissed, I am going for your qualified immunity. And I'm guessing this is a misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you just imagine being this cop from, he was so much more respectful than I would have been. Once this case gets dropped, guys, I'm going for your qualified immunity and I'm going after you and I'm going to put you in a deposition. And this guy's just like, okay. It's very clear that JiDion is just like trying to do some self-soothing here. Like he's got to convince himself that he's so absolutely in the right that helps put him at ease over the fact that he got arrested for disturbing the peace, for being loud and drawing attention and being a nuisance in that sense. I'm not a lawyer, but following the books here, it just seems to be tracking.
So what crime is yelling on the sidewalk? What does that do?
We'll discuss when we get in, all right? I'm not going to try to have a conversation between this.
Okay. Between this
barrier.
Constitutional rights violated. I didn't know Woodhaven violating constitutional rights. Call my... Yeah. Give me a lawyer ASAP. Do you genuinely think these charges are going to stay?
Sir, we'll have a conversation back here, okay?
Listen, man. Here, you seem like a nice guy. Was that guy who was doing all that, was he your boss?
Yeah, I'm the junior person, sir.
Yeah. Just let him know. Hey, man. I want his qualified immunity.
I am the junior person here.
I want his qualified immunity.
1963.
I know my constitutional rights. I know my rights. Is there a body camera in here?
Yes, sir. It's on. It's recording right now.
Oh, man. All this to protect. Hey, you know when I get out, we're just going right back to the house. You know that, right? So you guys aren't accomplishing anything. You're wasting taxpayer dollars.
He's just so goofy. It's like, hey, God, you seem like a nice guy. Who's the guy that arrested me? Is that your boss? What a stinker. Am I right? And the cop's like, yeah, I'm a junior officer. Like, I don't know what you want from me here. Let's just chat at the station. I don't want to do this. And then he's like, yeah, you know what? It's just a waste of taxpayer dollars. All this is it's a load of hoopla. You guys are wasting your time. It's so lame. Hope there's a body cam in here. Like, oh my God, he's just not handling it well. And so, that is truly the note of this entire ordeal. Is JiDion just really not conducting himself in a very respectful, way. He's being a stinker through and through, and it is a huge no-no to be such a stinker, to have such an ego when you are a content creator. No one likes that. Well, really across the board. No one likes you tripping on an ego like this, especially when you're in the wrong and you were going and further harassing, a squatter, which No one is a big fan of squatters. I don't think really anybody is, but at the same point, cops are upholding the law. You got the squatter out of the house. Mission accomplished. Stop hunting him down to a McDonald's and harassing him more. You did what you needed to do. But all this happens. Of course, he's arrested. He ends up bailing out not only himself, but the other people there. He agrees to, get them out. I don't blame him because he's kind of the reason that they got put in jail. But then shortly after all this is going down, he posts a video on his secondary channel called JiDion Premium. And this video is titled I Quit, as you can see right here. And I want to show you guys just some highlights from this because he takes a lot of accountability, but not also for doing anything illegal. And it seems very clear that he is going after that police department, legally speaking. So heck, maybe he does get something out of that, but it's very clear that he's genuine about his apologies. As a matter of fact, one of the top comments on this are timestamps for how many times this guy says genuinely in this apology. That is really funny. I don't know if that discredits the sincerity of this all that much. I'll let you guys decide on that. Let me know in the comments, but let me just go ahead and start off with a bit of the intro here that he has.
This is genuinely going to be my last video ever like this. I'm never going to make a video like this again, but obviously you guys know what's all going on. You guys saw me getting arrested. You guys saw Cold Blues video and everything. And I did a reaction to it, kind of like, oh no, this wasn't right. This is how it happened, da 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 da. But genuinely, during the last few weeks, I've done a lot of just inward reflection, and I've been talking to my fiance a lot, and I just kind of came to realize, what I was doing wrong, and I also came to realize that truly your boy was spiraling. I was genuinely losing the plot. And I have to say, genuinely, I had to pay 6+ figures for my lawyer fees and then my fans' lawyer fees and everything. And that money could have been used for the betterment of society. But now it's being used in the legal system. And it's just completely unnecessary, and it's completely my fault.
Now, to start things off, I just want to get this out of the way. By no means is, my thoughts on this on a surface level indicative of how I feel about the guy. And I truly don't mean that in a good or bad way. It's just, if we're looking at this objectively as hey, my bad, I was acting a fool, honest response. 5 or 6 genuinely is already in. But when it comes to owning up and saying, hey, I was acting like a dork and saying this was my fault that these people ended up, getting in trouble and I had to pay these lawyer fees and do all this stuff. And he's like, hey, it's my fault that we are in this situation. I can respect that. I can appreciate someone saying I had that, reflection. And maybe it's just because the bar is so fucking low for YouTube apologies, but it's something I appreciate. However, he does immediately follow this up with saying that he doesn't think that he did anything illegal.
And while I still don't think I committed a crime, I still do think that, genuinely, I was just being not only just an ass, but annoying. And I've come to realize that, genuinely streaming makes me the worst me. Thinking back on it, every quote unquote controversy, not even quote unquote, every controversy and everything that I've ever got into, anytime I trended on Twitter for something negative, has always been for some streaming clip,
As you saw there, he begins this reflection that streaming is just not the move for the guy. He's been in repeated controversies, and he attributes all of that to how he behaves while he's live streaming. He goes further into it. I don't need to show the entire thing, but he, makes the recognition that when you're live streaming, when you're looking to keep the viewers that you have and trying to up the number of viewers you have constantly, it makes you push the envelope further, and further. And he attributes the way that he behaves to trying to appease that, to reach that higher number, do crazier and crazier things while live. And when you're doing that in an in-person scenario, or when you're, let's say, trying to get a squatter out of a home that they're squatting in, you just keep pushing it to the next level. That sounds like a fair thing to point out if you are being introspective about this stuff. So again, I can't really, knock JiDion for this. This is so far one of the best, apologies, but not, taking legal accountability, I guess, that I've ever seen. And so he continues up with what he's going to do about this fact, which is him quitting streaming indefinitely.
Look at what I was doing. Just bothering society, being a nuisance. You know what I mean? And I was blessed to find something that wasn't nuisance, you know, actually cleaning up the streets, getting predators off the streets. And instead of just sticking with that and doing that, I got distracted and I got greedy and I wanted to go back into doing, you know, slop content. You know, genuinely, I don't think if I went through the situation, I think I would have kept on making this slop content. And genuinely, I think if I would have kept on making this slop content, who knows, I could have affected somebody seriously, like where it would be irreparable and couldn't be fixed. So I quit streaming, I quit nuisance stuff, I quit all that. And I genuinely just want to do good for society. I want to make society better. And that's what I'm going to do. So I just came on here to say that.
Effectively, he was, you know, really deep into all the predator catching stuff. That's how I've known him from recent. And he said that he got greedy. He wanted to do more slop content, which involved, you know, doing these live streams and doing this kind of stuff. And he got caught up into it. And so he's quitting streaming. And honestly, yeah, good. If it's something that you recognize you can't handle, you shouldn't do it, especially if it, you know, makes you act a fool like this, especially when that's your entire career. That will put a lot of that into perspective for you when you're essentially threatening your career anytime you end up, you know, blowing a gasket on stream and letting your ego kind of take over you. I wouldn't know anybody like that, though, personally, at least from my coverage of stuff. Now, the rest of the video, which I really don't think you guys need to see, I'll link it in the description if you'd like to, but it's just him saying, you know, I also got triggered. I was acting like a Karen. I need to take accountability for acting like this, etc., etc. Now, end of the day, I think, yes, he said the right things in this apology, probably set up genuinely 10 or 12 too many times. And realistically, I don't know if a day or 2 days, or I guess maybe it was a week altogether, is enough to kind of change someone's general behavior, to change someone's ego like that. I'm just unsure personally if it only takes a week for someone to have an introspection and have it be authentic. I don't even want to use the other word. Whether it is or not, him taking steps to not do that again, and even if it's not for, you know, hey, we took this too far and we shouldn't have been harassing this dude after we got him out of the house. Even him just acknowledging that, okay, people aren't a fan of me acting like a moron and an asshole to police officers just trying to do their job. That's not a good thing, so I'm going to stop doing it. It's the bare minimum, but like, I'll take it. It's better than almost any other huge YouTuber apology that I've seen in quite some time. There's no ukulele, there's no dance. Like, this is, wow, impressive. But I am curious to hear what you guys think. In reality, I don't know if most of the people that watch JiDion's content or are watching like a video like this really actually give a shit if he's being authentic or not. It would mean more, you know, being that he's a predator catcher, that he's doing it for the right reasons. But at the same time, you make a mistake like that, but you're also getting pedos off the streets and like actually getting them arrested. I may not agree with the guy's temperament, but I do hope he just focuses more on doing what he has been successful in so far, which is getting pedos arrested. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, leave it a like, a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you want to find out about more drama through me. But that's it. I'll catch you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye.